Good morning. I'm putting all my stuff away outside the bunkhouse because I think half of everyone is still sleeping. I try to wake up Booty Shorts. We'll see when he gets out of bed. I'm drinking my poop juice. I got him some. I'll see if he gets out before it gets cold. Some more of the land. Oh, you can rent kayaks and canoes and stuff here. It's actually a pretty good place if you want to take a zero. It'd be pretty fun. I like this like flooded zone. There's like big trees all in there. On the purpleness. Beautiful. Hello. I had some thoughts on boots off. Booty Shorts and I both agree, best hostel shower on trail yet. Had great water pressure and it had hot water the entire time. Station 19 showers might have been the worst one, just because there's no hot water, and because there's no hot water, the water pressure was pretty terrible. And the showers were in the bathroom, like a communal bathroom with multiple toilets, so you didn't want to lock the door, because then people couldn't use the bathroom. So then you had to change inside the little tiny shower. So Station 19 shower's not the best. Boots Off had a really cool like outdoor space. Like they had a fire ring and like stadium seating around the fire ring. And they had like a hot dog guy there. You can buy hot dogs. And in the evening, someone was making like pulled pork that you could eat. And what else is cool? Oh, and you can rent kayaks there or canoes. So it's actually a pretty cool place that you can, to take a zero maybe, and you can go out on this lake. They'll take you there, which is like a 5-10 minute walk from the hostel, but they'll just drive you down. Here, sleeping quarters. They did have 3 tiny little private cabins, but those were all booked. So we were able to get into one of those. But they have a bunkhouse that sleeps 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The idea of it is pretty cool. where like each bunk has curtains, so it's pretty private. It has its own light and its own outlet, so you can charge your things. It's just kind of really small and stuffy. Like, it smelled pretty bad. Oh, look at these. I don't know if you got to see those. Just because it was so small and there wasn't really any air circulation going on. And the bunks themselves are real skinny. If you're like kind of like a bigger person, maybe like taller or just like husky or whatever, probably be super, super uncomfortable. I mean, Booty Shorts is a string bean, and he felt like he was kind of suffocated in there. And the beds themselves, I thought was kind of like sleeping on a pad. Like, it was really, like, you could feel the wood underneath of you. And going back on the stuffiness, like, one person was just farting up a storm the whole night, maybe several people. It just smelled like fart all night. So there's a little stuffy in there, and the beds are super, super narrow. So just have that in mind. But it was really nice having your own little, like, I felt like I was separate from everyone in the bunk, even though there was everyone around, except the smell. It was kind of stinky. So yeah, the only down part, I guess, were the size of the bunks. But just be prepared for that. Oh, I guess there's one other thing. So when you get checked in, they don't really tell you much. They give you the vaguest information possible. And then if you want to know anything additional, you gotta ask a bunch of questions. Which was like, unlike any of the other hostels, usually they give you whole spiel, show you where everything is. Not at Boots Off. And a lot of people who are tenting were super confused. Like, they didn't know where to go. So maybe they can improve on that a little bit. Just my 2 cents. Okay. We're almost to the dam. Here's part of it. It's right over yonder. This nice view of the lake. It's a pretty lake. It's from Baba Mountains. Oh, I didn't mean to like rag on Boots Off at all. I just want to give you my honest review of them. But there are really other good points about them. They are really clean. I'll say that. The bunkhouse seemed pretty new. Showers again are great. They had 2 bathrooms, like regular bathrooms, and then a couple porta potties too. But it seems like a cool, like, fun place to hang out. The only downfalls were like a bunkhouse, which you're around smelly hikers, so it's probably always, bunkhouse is always gonna smell. So if that doesn't bother you and you don't mind sleeping in a coffin, definitely go for it. But all the extra stuff they have, like the kayaks and right by the lake, seem real awesome. So if you want to do that kind of stuff, I would highly suggest it. Oh, and I forgot to mention too, they offer you a free shuttle to the grocery store and like McDonald's and Subway, which we took them up on. That was pretty nice. Just do like it was really quick. It was just like in and out. We had like 10 people with us, and it took less than an hour to go to all 3 stops. So that's always really nice when you're at a hostel. Ain't nothing getting through this dam. That's so cool. Like, that used to be all underwater. And on the other side, if you beautiful. Oh, cool. Big laurel branch wilderness. Here's my lunch with a nice little view. The lake. So pretty. And we're in the shade, which is much needed today. Pretty views. So, I've still been having these coughing attacks, which happen in the morning, at least once or twice during the day, and then the bad one at night, usually. And when they happen during the day, they just take out all my energy. It's like zapped. And then mixed with how hot it is today, I'm on the struggle bus. Like a mile away from getting more water. And then we'll stop 3.5 miles after that. And then from there, we just have 5 miles left to the shelter. So probably will get there pretty late, but slowly but surely. Here's the shelter. The first one from Boots Off. I don't think not a ton of camping spots around here. Tenting spots. We're going to the next one. Goodness. I always wondered when trees fall down in the woods. I always figured it was during like a storm. But we just watched one fall. That one right there. So crazy. Like it was like you heard a little sound and then like 2 seconds later it fell. That was awesome. I'm just glad it didn't fall on us. But it could. That's kind of scary. I am currently wobbling to the shelter. I think hiking the last, if you can even call it that, the last half mile, I think, fingers crossed, of the over 16 miles we hiked today. Almost 6,000 feet of elevation gain. Well, I mean that we hiked, not meaning that we're gonna be at 6,000 feet. And this is my pace. Just a slow little waddle. My feet hurt, and the sun is almost down. That's okay. I'll get there slowly but surely. With, I only hope, maybe when I get there and cut off my feet, maybe they can amputate them. That'll probably make them feel better, I think. Let me know if you have any other suggestions. Does anyone want to hire a full-time masseuse to hike the Appalachian Trail with me? Oh, they don't even have to hike the whole thing. They just have to end where I'm at. Perfect. Easy peasy. If I take it off steady. If I take it off steady cam, it looks a little bit better. Good morning. I packed my bag really bad and it's squeaky again. There's a water source in just over a mile. Then I'm gonna fill up at and readjust my pack a bit. I got to camp pretty late, like almost 8 o'clock. Definitely the latest I've ever been to camp. Did a little over 16 miles. Tried to take a lot of breaks yesterday because my right ankle is hurting me. Apparently there's some deer by our tent last night. There were some previous AT hikers at the shelter last night, and one guy said he was up to past midnight, and he saw the deer go by our tent. So that's pretty cool. I thought I heard something. I asked Booty Shorts this morning if he heard the bear go by, but I guess it wasn't a bear, it was deer. I was kind of kidding about the bear. I thought it was a human, but I guess it is deer. We're doing 16 miles again today. The elevation is like 2,000 feet less than yesterday though, so it should be an easier day. I think it's a lot of like ridgeline hiking, which is nice. Still plan on taking lots of breaks today though. And tomorrow it should just be 10 miles into Damascus. Okay, catch you later. Morning views. The sun is already beating down. It's a scorcher. Booty Shorts and I have this problem that we don't sleep that well at night, but come the morning, we're out. So we don't like to wake up early. So it would have been better on a hot day like this to get an early start. But instead, we started like at 9 o'clock. Oops. Here's Uncle Nick Grinstaff's burial place. It says, lived alone, suffered alone, died alone. I think he lived up here all by himself when his wife left him, or wife died or something. And he just lived with him and his pet rattlesnake. Four miles in, just got some water off this little footbridge. There's a teeny tiny little waterfall over there you can hear. Gonna filter this and have a snack. Taking us out to pasture. How many booty shorts does it take to open a gate? There you go. I love walking through these different kind of things. It's not always the mountains, but you can see all the mountains around us. I wish there were some cows. Some baby goats. How many jiffies does it take to open it? Go down and then go up. Okay, there's some moving here. And better. This place is so magical. Get the little butterflies chasing each other. All the dandelions. Did it. Did that do it. Oh, I know. Eating lunch. Booty shorts is over there. Got our rain jackets, trying to block out some of the sun. So I'm in semi-shade. Beautiful day. Beautiful booty. These ones are like super duper purple. I really like seeing old fences. I don't know why. It just makes you think of whose land it used to be, why there's a fence. I'm like how it's aged.
Yeah, maybe. It's too late. Alright, I'll hold out a little while for that.
We just got trail magic from Randy. Randy from Chicago. Thank you so much. It was hot dogs, and he had fruit and cookies and beer and pop and all kinds of different things. It was so very wonderful. And that's where we're planning to take a break. Anyway, I think we were only planning on taking like a 30-ish minute break. I think we ended up taking like an hour break. But it was definitely worth it. And it was so enjoyable. And now we have less than 5 miles to the shelter. I think we might go just a little bit past the shelter. I don't know if you can see me. A little bit past the shelter. And potentially cowboy camp for the first time. Which means you are just camping underneath the starlight. No tent. So if we do that, I'll show you. McQueen's Knob Shelter. Not like a maintained shelter. It was built in 1934. And there are tons of bugs around here. We're on an old road right now, and there's this old thing. Some ancient ruins. I wonder what else we'll find. Oh look, it's another one. So got to Abingdon. I don't really remember what the shelter's name is. Get to the shelter, and then it says you have to go 0.2 down to the water. I think it was more like a half a mile. It was actually probably like 0.2 and a half. But you're going down a very steep hill, and then this is your water source. So it's a dry season. Think you're shit out of luck. And you have to do it because there's no more water for another 8 miles. Oof. And this is what the trail looks like. Super rocky. And up. Hello. So our goal was to cowboy camp. But once we got to the shelter, it was super duper buggy. And then the shelter was the highest point, and everything from there was downhill to Damascus. So we just figured that if it was lower elevation, it would be even more buggier. So we really said we'll just set up camp at the shelter. And then maybe it's not a great idea to cowboy camp because of all the bugs. So we compromised, and we only have the fly up. So it's like we're getting our toes wet to cowboy camp. But then, of course, when it got dark, all the bugs went away. So we could probably cowboy camp anyway. But, oh well. I actually found a tick on my bag when we were getting water a little bit ago.
And so I think that's another reason we might not want to cowboy camp here, because they're strict. So we did 60 miles today, just 10 miles tomorrow downhill into Damascus. Again, our goal is to wake up early and leave before 8:50, which is when, or no, 8:55 is when I left camp this morning. So hopefully maybe 8:30. We're pushing for 8 o'clock. We'll see how close we get. Okay, good night.